Taylor Swift, a swift ensnarement. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I've explained elsewhere why Taylor Swift is a narcissist. Narcissists invariably, but not always, have an intimate partner primary source, most of the time. Lesser and mid-range narcissists are heavily reliant upon those primary sources, usually intimate, sometimes non-intimate. As a rule of thumb, when it comes to a lesser narcissist, 80 to 90% of the prime aims are met by that one person. Makes life a lot easier for the lesser narcissist in terms of getting most of what they need from one person. But of course, there is a risk that if things go wrong and that individual breaks down, causing disengagement without a replacement, or, heaven forfend, escapes the narcissist, then there are major problems created for the narcissist. When it comes to the mid-range narcissist, you're looking at somewhere in the region of 70 to 80% of the prime aims are provided by that one person. With greaters, it drops down and can be anywhere between 40 to 60%. They're still the major player and will provide more than any one other individual, but they're of less importance to the greater compared to the less and mid-range narcissist, but still remain important. The intimate partner primary source is important to the narcissist for all manner of reasons. Having one person providing most of the prime aims means it's easy to control, and therefore it means that there's a better application of effort, energy, resources, assets, etc. It means that most of the fuel is coming from one place, making life easier for the narcissist. But the presence of an intimate partner primary source also means that lots of character traits can be acquired, lots of residual benefits, particularly the facade of presenting a stable relationship, a happy couple. And therefore, many narcissists could obtain their fuel from a wide range of sources, but it's easier to get it from mainly one. And, of course, even though a greater has no difficulty in drawing fuel from lots of different appliances, there is much to be gained from presenting to the outside world, look, I'm in a relationship, this person loves me, I'm lovable, therefore you should all love me. And therefore you all are pleased for me, because you all adore me and you want to see me happy, don't you? And it's commonly that certain greater narcissists will utilize the presence of the intimate partner primary source naturally for fuel. Why not? Of course, that's what they're there for. But more often, in relation to the residual benefits, which includes the presentation of a facade to the outside world. And that's certainly something that Taylor Swift engages in. Furthermore, when it comes to the presence of an intimate partner primary source, you will invariably see a seamless instance between the old one and the new one most of the time. As I've explained in other videos, sometimes this engagement occurs because an appliance is broken down, because there's been massive wounding, because there's been huge exposure, or that appliance is just generally becoming too difficult to control. And in those circumstances, that can cause disengagement where there isn't a replacement perfectly lined up. This then means that the narcissist, especially where lesser or mid-range, has to go and find someone prompt quick, or promote somebody who was being cultivated, or, whilst they're looking for that new person, they end up relying upon secondary sources to a greater extent than they ordinarily would do. This is problematic for lesser and mid-range narcissists because it basically means that they're having to draw fuel but control more people, thus draining them of more energy. They would prefer to focus most of their endeavours just on the one person. You can understand more about this and the impact in No Contact and how the narcissist responds when an individual prompts disengagement for the reasons that I've explained or escapes. Escape, of course, is the worst scenario for the narcissist because it doesn't happen on the narcissist's terms, meaning the narcissist loses that primary source, which of itself causes wounding, but then leaves them with a huge gap in fuel provision because they won't have anybody necessarily lined up straight away. Greater narcissists don't experience as much of a problem because having much larger fuel matrices, they can quite readily do without an intimate partner primary source for a longer period of time, relying upon those secondary and tertiary sources to keep their fuel levels up. Furthermore, they find it far easier to control these individuals utilising wealth, power, prestige, charisma, etc. It's far easier for them to do so compared to the lesser and mid-range narcissists. Accordingly, you will find some greater narcissists that will have periods of being single, or that you might not necessarily know that they're in a relationship and they don't feel the need to publicise it. But even then, certain greater narcissists would want to have a seamless situation to ensure that their fuel provision is tip-top, but also, as I mentioned earlier, because of the residual benefit of portraying a particular facade. And that's what Taylor Swift invariably does. She's often in relationships because her narcissism compels her to portray that to the rest of the world so that people are pleased for her. As you know, she split up with Joe Alwyn only recently, something that I reported on, but it would appear that she's got a new intimate partner primary source, or there's a candidate intimate partner secondary source with somebody being placed on the fast track to becoming her primary source. According to Sky News, Taylor Swift and Matty Healy are said to be dating and close to going public with their romance. But who is the 1975 vocalist? Fazia Saqib reports that the 1975 frontman Matty Healy is rumoured to be Taylor Swift's new boyfriend. The Love Story singer 33 recently split with Joe Alwyn, Disengagement, the British actor and star of Sally Rooney adaptation Conversations with Friends. But rumours are now stirring of a potential new romance with another English suitor. And a photo posted by actress Denise Welch, with Swift by her side, has got friends wondering if the new relationship has been secretly underway for a while. That, of course, wouldn't be a surprise, because she would prefer a seamless interaction. Matthew Healy, better known as Matty, is an English singer, songwriter and musician. He's best known for being the frontman of the pop-rock group The 1975, which first formed in 2002. The band consists of lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist Healy, lead guitarist Adam Hann, bassist Russ MacDonald, and drummer George Daniel. The band members first met in secondary school, where they performed together as teenagers. There's a little talk about the music that they've released, not particularly interesting. Healy, who's now 34 years old, was born on the 8th of April 1989 in Hendon, London. His mother, Denise Welch, is a presenter and actress known for her roles in Coronation Street, Waterloo Road and Hollyoaks. She's also a panellist on the ITV daytime talk show Loose Women. Tim Healy, his father, is a British actor, best known for playing Dennis Patterson in the comedy drama series Alfie Hussein Pet. Welch met Tim Healy while they were working together for Newcastle's Live Theatre Company. The couple wed in 1988 and now have two children, Louis and Matthew. The couple later divorced in 2012. Taylor Swift's heartbreak anthems produce melodies many fans can't get enough of. And of course, Swift knows this. That's why she utilises all of these experiences for the purposes of asserting control over her fans. The You Belong With Me singer has smashed music chart records many times, while bagging lots of awards along the way. Perhaps because so much of her music is inspired by relationships and breakups, her love life has never failed to make headlines. The Sun claims Healy and Swift will soon go public with their romance. Some fans had thought Swift had found her long-term partner in Alwyn, but news of their breakup emerged earlier this year. The widely reported list of Swift's past loves include the likes of fellow musician Joe Jonas and actor Taylor Lautner back in 2009, as well as other actors like Cord Overstreet and Eddie Redmayne. Her best-known exes include movie star Jake Gyllenhaal, although thought to have inspired the emotional hit All Too Well, and Loki actor Tom Hiddleston. One Direction's Harry Styles and DJ Calvin Harris are also said to have inspired some of her music. See parts past him for my explanation of these various relationships, indicating her narcissism and how she's used them. Matty Healy also has a past that many fans are keen to know about. Healy was previously rumoured to have dated household names including FKA Twigs, and Halsey. This includes Gabriella Brooks, Alaina Lohan, who is the sister to Lindsay Lohan. Healy's also known to enjoy the attention of female fans at the 1975 gigs. He's often seen interacting with fans during performances. Apparently, Matty Healy and Taylor Swift also previously dated years ago. Some fans think Healy's famous mum dropped a clue about Matty and Taylor's rumoured romance earlier this year. In an image posted on Instagram by Welch, Swift is seen with her arm around the loose woman's star. The photograph made headlines at the time and is now being reanalysed by the US star's fans amid speculation. If one report is right, the rumours might soon be confirmed too. The Sun newspaper quoted a source close to Swift who reportedly said she and Matty are madly in love. Golden period. It's super early days, but it feels right. They first dated very briefly, almost 10 years ago, but timings just didn't work out, so it would appear that he's been hoovered back in again. Taylor and Joe actually split up in February, so there was absolutely no crossover. The Sun also reports the couple will announce their relationship in Nashville, where Swift is due to perform this weekend. So if it's correct that she disengaged from Allwyn back in February, there's been a period of a couple of months or so of her being single. She's able to rely on secondary and tertiary sources during that period and doesn't have to go running to an immediate relationship in the way that a lesser or mid-range narcissist is more likely to do. Furthermore, because she decided to disengage, it wasn't the case that she looked to hoover Allwyn back in. He is now persona non grata and painted black. Instead, she has hoovered an ex, him being made already malleable and brought back into her fuel matrix actively. He's always remained in it, of course, since they had interactions years ago. But she's taken him off the shelf. And back then he may have only been an intimate partner secondary source and did not become a primary source. And thus she has hoovered him, taken him off the shelf, and it looks like he's on the fast track to becoming the primary source, if not already there. So once again, an opportunity to understand narcissism through the actions of an aware narcissist, Taylor Swift, who utilises men for the purposes of the pursuit of the prime aims, and has moved on to yet another one. Underlying her status as a greater, whereby she hasn't repeated in numerous relationships, and of course she utilises them, as every narcissist does, for the pursuit of the prime aims. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.